This is your Macro Vibe Check Daily segment, brought to you by Flint West of the Macroeconomic Intelligence Agency. Tracking liquidity, decoding sentiment, exposing the signal. Respect the flows. Macro Vibe Check, Headlines Edition, March 24th, 2025. Curated by the one and only Flint Global Liquidity M2 Money Supply West. Let's ride the waves. U.S. GDP, PCE inflation prints this week. All eyes on core data. Market volatility expected. These numbers could guide Fed policy and signal strength or weakness in consumer spending. Flint says this is the main event. If inflation cools and growth holds, we could see fireworks in risk assets. 2. Stock futures rise as White House signals softer trade tariffs. Markets cheering signs of de-escalation in trade tensions. Risk on sentiment returning, temporarily. Flint says bulls love it soft, but soft talk doesn't fix structural fragilities. Stay nimble. 3. April 2nd tariffs to be targeted, not sweeping, say officials. Targeted tariffs mean less collateral damage to global trade, less inflationary than broad tariffs. Flint says, think of this as sniper tariffs, not carpet bombs. Less inflationary heat, more political theater. 4. Trump, tariffs are reciprocal, not aggressive. Political posturing or policy preview? Trump's stance could shape market expectations ahead of elections. Flint says, the art of the macro deal, Trump style. Markets better price in volatility, not just volume. 5. Hedge funds short exposure highest since COVID crash. Bearish bets piling up, potential for short squeeze or a sign of looming correction? Flint says, when the sharks all swim one way, expect blood in the opposite direction. 6. Atlanta Fed's recession model called ridiculous by Cantor's Lutnick. Growing pushback against bearish Fed outlooks. Markets may be pricing in a soft landing instead. Flint says, Fed models are backward-looking. Liquidity leads. Models lag. 7. Morgan Stanley. Recession talk is overdone. Wall Street shifting tone, supportive for equities and risk assets short-term. Flint says, when the big boys flip bullish, take note, but don't marry the momentum. 8. Canada calls snap election amid political uncertainty. Could disrupt economic continuity and trade negotiations. Watch CAD and Canadian equities. Flint says, uncertainty north of the border. Don't sleep on FX volatility. 9. Ukraine-Russia peace talks begin in Riyadh. Major geopolitical shift if progress is made. Energy markets especially sensitive to outcome. Flint says, if peace gets priced in, oil could retrace fast. But it's a fragile bet. 10. Trump, full Ukraine ceasefire very soon. Could trigger a sharp move in oil, commodities, and defense stocks. Too early to price in peace. Flint says, don't trust peace until the ink's dry. And even then, keep one eye on the oil chart. 11. Turkey bans short selling after weekend unrest. Emerging market instability watch. Capital controls raise risk premium for investors. Flint says, whenever shorts get banned, it means the cracks are already visible. Watch for contagion. 12. UAE pledges $1.4 trillion investment in U.S. over next 10 years. Massive liquidity injection, if real, could support infrastructure, energy, and defense sectors. Flint says, follow the oil money. Petrodollars coming home is a liquidity blessing if it materializes. 13. U.S. demands Iran fully dismantle nuclear program. Rising Middle East tension could spike oil and gold. Watch safe haven flows. Flint says, the pressure's back on. Gold sniffs fear before CNN does. 14. U.S. earns $5 billion in one day from gold card Visa sales. Signals growing demand for U.S. access. Wealth migration plays into long-term capital inflow narrative. Flint says, billionaires are voting with their passport. Don't fade that flow. 15. Tesla to deploy 10,000 Optimus robots this year. Labor markets and productivity in focus. AI robotics adoption accelerating faster than expected. Flint says, the robot revolution isn't coming. It's being shipped in boxes this quarter. 16. Retail investors pile into Tesla. Record 2-week buying. Sign of risk appetite. Returning or euphoria peaking. Retail is back in a big way. Retail FOMO is the final stage before either moon or meltdown. Flip a coin or chart. 17. Apple rumored to launch AI-powered smartwatch. Consumer AI wave building. Watch for AI trickle down into hardware and wearables. Flint says AI isn't just software anymore. Hardware plays are the new gold rush. 18. 1K to begin humanoid robot trials this year. Another sign the robot economy is here. Impacts labor, productivity, and manufacturing sectors. Flint says, human labor is getting repriced. The next union will be silicon-based. 19. Perplexity outlines contingency if TikTok acquisition approved. Strategic repositioning in the AI data arms race. Watch US-China tech tensions. Flint says, this isn't about TikTok. It's about data dominance. Whoever owns eyeballs trains the models. 20. Egg prices down 40% since February. Deflationary signals in food prices could help tame core inflation prints this week. Flint says, one egg doesn't make a trend, but lower food CPI could buy the Fed time. That's your full spectrum scan of today's macro battlefield. Flint West out for now. Macro vibe check by Bitcoin.